Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Silaholics Anonymous. All right, I thought that was going to be gone, but hello, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning on this beautiful Monday morning. How are you guys doing today? I almost didn't go live today, but then I was like, you know what? I normally go live on Monday, so I can't do it. I can't do it. I have to go on, even if it's on for just a little bit. I got to go live, right? So, hello, everybody, and welcome to Silaholics Anonymous. I am Shakia, the professor. Our company is Silaholics Anonymous, but we are also the home of the product line. That way, always do that. It's that way, honestly speaking. And I think now that my camera is moved, like you can't really see that. So let's do a little movie upper. There we go. Now we can see it. Oh, I don't have my glasses on either. See what happens when you don't really plan on going on live and then you just go live. I don't have my glasses on. So, hey. But yes, we are the home of Honesty Speaking, which we carry sublimation ink, sublimation paper, pigment ink, chip resetters, cartridges, syringes, like the starting point of of things that you need for sublimation and for printing things, which I'm going to be doing not today. I have to gather my thoughts, but pretty soon here, and my academy students will see. But like I have a cocomelon party to design for, so you can design in Silhouette Studio for those things also, and also use like your Epson printer. And I'm going to end up using my pigment ink. I have so much stuff to do. I have to do, of course, chip bags and labels. I have to design a backdrop. I have to design for like I'm going to make custom gable boxes, or I'm just taking like regular gable boxes and just putting a cover over it. I've already gone through the template for it. Then I have centerpieces to design. I have chair sashes to design. I have to finish my foam board like cut out. I have things for like the main table. I have shirts to design, and I actually need to order more shirts because my family is huge and I'm going to have to make a shirt for everyone. So I'm actually I probably need to get on that. Need to find a new source for shirts because I can't find Team 365 shirts really like on Jiffy and a lot of those places I look at. I can't find them. So I'm going to be trying to find like other brands. I have other brands that I like to use, but some of those aren't available either. So I'm going to probably have a mismatch of shirts when it comes to fulfilling all of these orders, but I'm going to have a lot of shirts to do. So I got to get on that design. That way they can start paying for their shirts and I can start producing those because our family is huge. Okay. And then I know my cousin's going to invite like her friends and stuff. And then I have to make me and my kids masks because although we're going to a family function, look here, I still mask up, even around family. Yes, I do. I don't play those games. Don't like the C word. So I'm going to have to make a bunch of masks. That's why I brought so many masks from Amazon. So I have a lot of stuff to do. And with that, because the party is on November 20th, my time online just limited because it's a lot of stuff to do. So I figured, yep, let's not miss. And then I was like, wait a minute, Shakia, it's the first of the month. I was like, wait, we cannot not go live, and it's the first of the month. What the heck are y'all doing? It was perfectly fine, and now it looks crazy. I don't know what's going on with these lights, but anywho, but welcome. If you are new here and you have never seen any of my content, or maybe you have seen the playbacks of my videos, but you've never experienced me live from, I was about to say, what did they say? Live from New York City. So live from Miami, Florida. If you've never experienced me live, welcome. Hopefully this won't be your last time. And my crazy doesn't scare you away. Go ahead and drop a Y emoji, Y reaction. Let me know that you are a first timer. Drop a hey, how you doing? And let me know you're a first timer. Let me know where you are watching from. If you are a subscriber, hey, you can say hello too. But welcome back, and thank you so much for the support. All right, so it is Q&A, but also design. So all I need from you guys, right? Because sometimes in these Q&As, you guys don't really ask a lot of questions. So I figured I would switch it up this time. I'm willing to design in Silhouette Studio, but I still need your interaction. So I need suggestions. If you saw a design, you're trying to figure out how to do something, as long as it's not something too cuckoo crazy, I'm willing to show, and whatever we can do within 45 minutes to an hour. So I can do multiple designs. That will be great. So I will probably get a lot of suggestions. I'm going to be very selective about the ones that I choose, because I don't want it to be something that's going to take up too much time, so that we can maybe get a few designs in and you can see how easy it is to do in Silhouette Studio. If you have, well, everyone has my email because it's in the description of this video. So if you have something, and let's say you've been trying to figure out how to trace it, how to separate it, and things like that, and you're willing to share with however many hundreds, hopefully thousands of viewers view this, feel free to email me and let me know in the comments that you sent me an email that you would like for me to look at, and show you how to complete that design or fix that file or trace that file in Silhouette Studio. So it's still on you guys, where you have to provide the suggestions or provide the image. But I'm just going to teach, because I think you guys are questioned out. You guys come in and it's like, I just want to see it. And someone said, like, I just can sit and watch you design for forever. So I figured, hey, why not do that? Let's design in Silhouette Studio based off of your suggestions. All right. So we're going to go ahead and say hello to a few folk. And I saw you on, because I was sharing from YouTube, and I saw that you were on it already, Miss Reed. Hello, good morning, and welcome. Hello, Norma. Hello, honey. Oh, you didn't say hello to them. You just said hello to me this time. Ooh, I feel so special, because normally you'll be like, hey, honey buns, or in honey bun, and then Silaholics. So you just said it to me this time. I feel so special. Good morning, Miss Sonia. I sent you a message. Thank you so much for, you'll see the message. Miss Walker, hello. Shannon, hello. Chance Designs. Hola, hola, hola. Hola, hola, hey. Hola, oh. Hello, hello, Tiffany. Angela Holloway. Miss Wood. Tiffany again. Another Tiffany. Crystal, that's hello up there. I'm not sure. Elena T. Haven't caught a live in a minute. What I miss? Let's see. Classmates and the professor. What's good? Hello, everybody. Be blessed. Hello, Aquisha. How you doing, girl? Thankful with praying hands. Okay. Good morning. Good morning from Northern Michigan. I sent you an email concerning stickers, what the ones I was supposed to make for. So I sent out emails. I think if you're one of the ones that won, I sent out an email. It didn't come from Silaholics Anonymous at gmail.com. It came from like our actual one. Like pretty much all those images I could not use. It was very, very low resolution images. Excuse me, y'all. It's time for my Spanish lessons. Well, this part I know. Bien, gracias, usted. You can't live in Miami and not know at least that. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. So someone said praying hands with the word thankful. That's a very, very easy one. Before we get started, I cannot forget, even though I mentioned it, it's a staple in our lives now, right? So this live is brought to you by the letters H, S, I, N, and K, and by the numbers 365 and 0. That represents our product line, honestly speaking, that you can find on our website, shop.silaholics.anonymous.com. Our sublimation paper allows you to sublimate as low as 365 degrees, which I need to change that one that's there. These are not false statements. Like, that's not false advertisement. On my Hotronics, I actually sublimate 360 degrees for 20 seconds. That's what I can actually do on there whenever I'm live, just because the average heat press doesn't. I do 365 for 30 seconds and it sounds so much better. But with our sublimation paper, gone are the days of 400 degrees and 60 seconds. Like, those days are gone if you're using, honestly speaking, paper. And we have it in the sheets, 8.5 by 11, all the way to 13 by 19. Then we have our tacky rolls available also. If you're not quite sure about the paper, we do have a sample set of paper. So we have 8.5 by 14 and 11 by 17 sample papers. So and you can try out our paper if you're not quite sure if you want to, get 100 sheets. I promise you, you're going to be upset that you didn't get 100 sheets. All righty. So got that out of the way. Now let's see. I did up until Sagittarius. The rest of, like, for all the other ones, it won't be anytime soon, because all I'm doing is really like that's not something that I can really like full on design. I have like it takes work for that, because it's finding the symbol that goes in the crown, figuring out what type of image to use for the side. So like, luckily Scorpio was easy. Hey, just finding a scorpion. When it comes to, I think it's like Cancer, hey, finding a crab. With Sagittarius, it was like I just used the bow, because really it's that like that half person, half horse thingy or whatever. But with those, it takes a lot. It takes a little bit more for those, because I have to research and find those images. So we're trying to do very, very, very easy. When it comes to that one, I really don't have to do anything else other than change out those elements. Technically, you won't have the font. I would say technically, if you wanted to, you really could just get that font, that file, and just put your own elements in there. So you really don't have to kind of wait for me if you don't want. But yeah, with that one, it takes a little bit of research to find those images. And all I'm doing, like, it's already set for me. So you really won't see designing in that. I'm not going to redesign those. I'm just going to take that symbol that's there out and put the other one in, and then change out that one picture. And that's it. Well, this is not what this video is about, Angela, so I won't be able to answer that now. If you didn't get the email, I'll resend it. But I'll send you the questions and like the information that comes to that. All right. A design for a Santa sack. There's so many of them that are already out there. Like, what type of design? Just something that says Merry Christmas, and there's so many of them that are out there already. Y'all are no fun. All right, but I did see the hands and thankful. So let's go back over to, come on, mouse. All right, so and what I'm going to do, I'm going to, perfect, right there. One came up. You guys have to, you can find certain images that you probably can trace, but if you get basic or like images from places like Etsy and just support other artists, it's kind of a, hold on. Wrong one. It's kind of weird when you do that, because sometimes the artists are not drawing them themselves. They have gone and they have traced a set of praying hands. And then they will go and put it on Etsy as an SVG, because they've traced it and they've made it a cuttable file, or a file that you can, add color to and customize. So that is always kind of a little gray area when it comes to that, because you'll see hands that are exact. Like, if you really look, you see this set of hands here. It's another set of hands right here. So it's like, okay, because they made an SVG, did they take this one and just trace it? So, and so this one was someone showing you how to draw praying hands step by step. So someone actually drew this out. that's kind of a red flag for me for this person, unless that is their actual site, because this site showed you exactly like how to draw it. So this is like theirs. Do they have it where you can purchase this? Because I'm not about to draw. Or was this just free? Because if this was just free, I will trace it. But yeah, I'm I was gonna buy it, but not anymore. Because I can see that someone showed you how to draw it, and that's probably where that came from. Um Ooh, they have a lot of drawing videos, but you have to be an artist for this. So people always ask, well, I want to learn how to make my own designs. A lot of these things, when it comes to SVGs and stuff, you have to know how to draw. Like the people who are making these are artists and they are drawing these things out. So, all right. I'm going to show a couple different, I'm going to show the fact that you can trace this even with all of the color. So we're going to right click and we're going to copy the image. We're going to bring it over into Silhouette Studio, which is not on this screen. All righty, there we go right there. And we're going to right click and choose paste. So the site that showed you how to draw this is iheartcraftythings.com. All right, let's go straight over here. Why would I buy it when you're the professor? You can do it. I don't draw. So if it's not, I mean, you can definitely buy it. I don't draw. I cannot do this. I don't design when it comes to things like, I mean, I can draw, but not like this. So mine's probably won't come out looking as great. So I buy files all the time. There, even as the professor, I buy files all the time for things that I'm not able to do. I have a whole subscription to Vector Stock, and I probably should have pulled it off of there because I pay for that and I'm able to utilize those files so I can look for praying hands on Vector Stock. I will take images and that I purchase and I will add to them. But I don't try to design these. Like it takes a lot of time to go through and design elements like this. And that's time that I don't have. I rather just put elements together. Now, when it comes to text and things like that, it's really easy to do those. But majority of the stuff that I do, I'm finding some sort of file and I'm going to and build from there. So yes, it's never, even as someone who knows how to design and or layer and put things together, it's always great to support other artists. All right, so we're going to go ahead and select trace area, place our box. All our concern is are those dark areas. Everything else, I mean, you can trace it to get those shadows and highlights and things like that. That's a whole nother ball game. And that's the other thing. And now that part I do know how to do. Like if I go and I draw something, I can definitely go into Illustrator or even Silhouette Studio because you have the draw polygon and I can create these shadows. It is a little bit easier with other programs, and especially if you have a Wacom pad or like a drawing tablet. It makes it so much easier. Most of these artists who are doing these intricate designs, they're using a drawing tablet to where it's in digital format, like already on their computer. But this one has been done for us. All I really need are the dark lines, so the black lines. I'm not going to take my threshold up. This one is a really good high resolution image, so it's going to pick up on those black areas, almost immediately. And we're just going to hit trace. We're going to pull this over. This, if I fill it with color, looks just like the one that was on Etsy, that was available on Etsy that said it was an SVG. This is technically an SVG. It is a vector file. That's all SVG is. SVG is just a file extension, meaning that programs like Illustrator, Silhouette Studio, if you have Designer Above, Cricut Design Space, Affinity Designer, Corel Draw, they can open up these files and they are ready to, like, they can be used like for Glowforge because it has a defined path. Anything that's designed, and when it's a JPEG or PNG, it's made up of pixels. There is no defined line for it to follow. That's all an SVG is. It's just a file extension, meaning it is a vectorized file. That's it. So now that it's a vector file, I'm going to add my line colors back on here because once I release compound path, you won't be able to see the separations of things. When something is vectorized and you're able to select the sections and you're able to see edit points, you have to think of everything as a shape. And I think that if you kind of get that concept and you'll understand better, like why you have to release, why do things have to be closed off? When you're looking at this, it's not a sleeve. This part here is a shape that's cut away. The little part of the finger here, as they're designing and you're closing off certain areas, you're creating different shapes within a shape. So once you release compound path, all of those shapes become selectable. So I can now click on this shape. That opening was a shape. So I can click on here and here, and I can fill that in with color. I can click on the hands, and I can fill that with color. This part here is actually an opening. Well, actually, this is probably brown as well because the hands are together. So yeah, that would be the other finger. And then you have your nails, which what color? Like nails are a very weird color. That's kind of weird to me to put it as that color. No, but you get the idea. I'm going to select this and remove the line color. Like I said, if I really, really wanted to, when it comes to those shadows, I could create my own shadow. So that's all like that part is when they're designing that and they're putting the shadows in there. When you're seeing all that stuff, that's all it is shapes. And that's how you would create the different shadows and highlights and stuff that are on there. Like that's how you create dimension and depth. It's knowing where to put those. Like, yeah, I kind of went up kind of high on mine. It's knowing if light, hold on. Excuse me. When light is hitting, like where are those shadows created? If you kind of look at your own hand and look at those darker spots, you will know where to add. Sorry, y'all. Hold on one second. All right. So you will know where to add that shadowing in at. Okay. But once you have that, where you like, let's remove all the line color. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and group this together. And then you have your text. So we're just going to write thankful. And the possibilities are endless when it comes to text. I don't see another, and I don't see that Trina. If you kind of let me know, like, what is it that you're wanting on the Santa sacks? I mean, I can look for one and just show you how to recreate it. But if you guys have any other suggestions, this live session is about designing in Silhouette Studio, but it's still interactive. You guys have to give me the suggestions on the things to design. If you have something that you would like to see me, you've been having issues trying to figure out how to trace it or how to separate it or do different things like that, feel free to email me at silaholicsanonymous@gmail.com with your image or your file. All right. All right, we're gonna go here, and I mean, I'm not sure, what way that you wanted this to be, but for now, I'm just going to turn the line color off. That's the best way to see like what it will look like. So you have thankful there. You could put thankful at the top. You could I don't really like the way this one is spaced. All right, I'm probably going to just ungroup it and then manually move everything because the way this font is, everything is kind of bunched up. So I would just take this, and this is why when you're doing this, you never weld first, because if you had to make adjustments, you would not be able to. Now I would take this and weld it and group together those two parts. If I want to resize it now, I can, but where you put that at is totally up to you. So it's just a matter of tracing and then adding your thankful to it. Ooh, it's a good one. A heart with a word attached within the heart, not inside the heart, but attached. That is a good one. Thank you for that one. All right, I'm going to use my flexi shapes because I do believe there's a heart over here. Yes, there is. Actually, no, I don't like the way. Oh, you know what? I have no choice. My library still is not working. So I have no choice but to use that one. I don't like that heart though. I'm not a big fan of this heart. But we're going to use the flexi shapes anyway and use this heart, but I can always change it also. I just don't like the way the bottom part is. So we're going to convert this to path. And like I said, I'm not a fan of how this dips. So we're going to double click on my edit point and bring that side out. Ooh, I can make a heart that's like one of my favorite hearts where it kind of goes in, or I can just bring this back out or hyperextend it to round that out a little bit more. But yeah, that looks a little bit better to me than the way that it was. So I'm going to fill this with color just so that you can see what's going to happen with this. So to do, what word would you like attached to the inside? Actually, we'll just do your name. So what you have to do is make an offset, whether it's an external offset or an internal offset. If you want your final heart to be exactly this size, right? This is the size you want it to be. Then you will need to add an internal offset because that's going to go inside. It's going to leave the outside the same size. If you do an external, it's going to make that one the larger. Well, it's going to make the heart large. That offset is going to be bigger than the original. The original will be the inside part of it. I'm going to round this off. Sometimes when it comes to rounding things off, you get kind of like, it's not a defined point. I'm going to hit apply on this. I'm going to click on here and I'm going to go offset and see on the offset one, I can get more of a point. You can make this more of a point, but then you have to play around with your edit points. So for the sake of this tutorial and to not have to get into like a lot of detail stuff, we're just going to do an external offset. And let's see. The difference between rounded and corner. So if I go offset and I go corner, now I have a point here instead of it rounding off. All right. So we're going to take these two circles, Jesus, these two hearts. I'm going to make this a different color so that you can see the change. Once you make something a compound path, it becomes a frame. So we're going to take, and this also can be any size that you want. This thickness is actually pretty thin. But yeah, anywho, we're going to take these two and we're going to make them a compound path. That makes a frame. We're now going to take this same font that we had over here. I mean, we can even use Thankful. It has to be a script font in order for it to all fully attach. If it is a regular standard serif font, you will have to add something that's going to make it connect. So you want to make sure that some point of your text overlaps. If I bring this to the front, it's overlapping. Want to make sure that it doesn't go outside of the edge. It just needs to overlap some way, shape, or form. Once you do that, you're going to weld. And that's how you put it inside. And I wanted to do a bigger offset. So let's go offset. Let's increase the size on that. Apply. Make it a compound path. Couple things that you can add to it to make it connect. Oh, and this, even though you can't see it because I didn't add color, it is now a frame. And I'm going to take this one and, well, let's first figure out, I forget which one has like some little swooshes to it. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to make a duplicate of this just for safekeeping, and I'm going to put a font that has, okay, so something like this, right? Well, in order for this, so I can weld it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to weld it. The letters here in this format, they are connected. But if we, like when you cut these will fall apart. They're not attached to it. And that is what some people have issues with, because this can be made into a compound path. This can be grouped. So together it moves. But once you go to cut it, these are not connected to it. They're going to be loose in separate pieces. So you would have to take something like a swoosh or a line or something to that effect. We're going to ungroup, and you're going to have to connect everything so that it actually connects to the heart. So if I take this, let me see if I flip it. I may need to pick another one because the G doesn't connect. So I need a line that's going to be a little more, let's see. It's going to be really hard for me to get all of these to touch like this A. I got everything else to touch except the A, which isn't bad because the A is attached to the frame. Now remember, we don't want it to overlap past the edge. So you have to know how to use your edit points for that. Double click, add an edit point, and then bring these in. Oops, not that one. Let's go back, add an anchor point, and let's bring these in. It cannot go past the edge of the heart. Then you would select it all and weld. So now everything technically is touching this. So when you cut this out, nothing will be loose. Even though the A is not touching the N, it's still connected to the heart. So everything is connected. Okay. What about a heart with the word on the side connecting the 2 points of the heart? Like one side of the heart is open and the name is there, but connected. Huh? You're saying to put the name in here? I'm not understanding. Maybe a word with a picture inside. Oh, we've done that a few times on this channel, but let's see. I will actually in a moment we'll have to. So let's see. So we unfortunately have a fallen officer whose funeral is about to happen in a little over like so about 12 minutes. So what I will do is so this is Officer Chirino. May his soul rest. They're actually I'm listening to it out the like it's on in the living room because I want to watch it when the service comes on. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to get a badge. So his was I don't think they're okay. So let's go with police badge. All right. The badges here are not like some of the other ones, the ones that look like that. Their badges are more like this. So let's go police badge clip art. So our badges are more like this, right? Let's see. Is there one with a little bit better resolution? I want one that has a slightly better resolution. Okay, I can use this one. So I'm going to, oh, no, that's from iStock. I don't want to touch that one. Let's see. Let me go to vector stock and okay, let's hope that they have one that's built like this one. Okay, that one is is that the only one they have? Military police. All right. This is probably not gonna have because that's all black. Oh, perfect. The one that was on iStock. Download image. And then we're going to extract all. I'm going to browse, go to my downloads folder, and we're going to search vector stock because I should have a folder somewhere. Where are you? Hold on. Let's back up and let's find my vector stock folder. I have a folder because I've started to be a little bit more organized and save them in an actual folder so I know what things I got from vector stock, because if not, it just looks all crazy. Where is the actual vector stock downloads? Okay, I have no idea where it is, so whatever. I'm just going to download it here and then open it when I want to extract it. Okay, what happened to it? Okay, I'm going to take the JPEG and drag it into Silhouette Studio. I'm going to do a trace on this. And for this, because I want to just put it in here, I'm going to just do the outside edge. And I'm trying to debate on which part I actually want. Well, for now, I'm just going to go trace outer edge, just so that I can show you how to put a picture. There's something else I kind of want to do to this now that I've started the process, but I had to really think about that. And let's go here. So we would be able to take his image, which I think this is this picture, and we're going to copy image, bring it over here and paste. I'm going to make it larger, send it to the back. It's going to end up cutting off his hair because it's just going to. There's no negative space above this, so I'm going to end up cutting off his hair. I'm going to not cut it off. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do for this. I'm going to copy the badge. I'm going to select him and the badge, although I kind of want his badge to show. So let's maybe move him over here and select it, modify and crop. And then we're going to paste in front. And I'm going to go and merge in black fade. All right, I'm going to send that to the back. Click on my badge, hold down shift, click on the fade and crop it. And I can do the same thing. Oh, shoot. I forgot to make a duplicate. So we're going to duplicate this and bring that one to the bottom. Click here, hold down shift, click and crop. And then for the bottom one, we're going, oh no, I want to see his badge. So I won't be able to really put a fade down there because I want to see his badge. But I could add other elements to it, like his name. I could make this where it's a full-on outline. I mean, there's so many things that can be done to this. This doesn't really look like a badge anymore because it's just the outline. But you kind of get the idea. That's how easy it is to add a picture to a shape or to text, even if it's words. So if we were to put on here, Miro, and let's go like that. I could take his image. And if you have Designer Edition or above, you have what's called a properties dropper. So I can click on the H, click on the dropper, click on his picture, and it's there. Now, this isn't like the greatest because it is kind of separated. And these letters are kind of small. But that's all you have to do is either crop it down or use your properties dropper to fill that in. We're going to go pan. So yeah, it's going to be hard to really get his face in there because it's a small letter. Like, I mean, I could scale it down to get more of this picture and pan it, but it's still going to be kind of off, just with the way that this is set up. Let's see if I were to, that one isn't, but you get the idea. And his service is actually about to start. I'm going to leave this here because I kind of want to do something. Let's see. I'm having trouble with my print and cut. It's cutting outside the image. I posted a picture in the group. What am I doing wrong? Okay, unfortunately, this is not that type of live because it's all about designing. Wouldn't be able to help you with that one on this live. I would have to look at your post. Hi, how can I correctly size images in Silhouette Studio? Sometimes space around my image is larger than the image when I try to resize it. You have to trace and detach because once the image comes in, there's going to be extra space around it, and you have to trace and detach to bring that down. All righty, let me go back to here. So the base of that is the same. Or you know what? Let's even do it with, where is that thing at? Paste. Oh, I copied that already. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. All right, so. Okay. So the base of it is the same. You still have to have the two. You're going to make that a compound path, and you're going to take a word. This becomes kind of tricky because it really depends on your word and the font that you use. So if we go love, I'm going, if you've watched that video for the infinity symbols, kind of like the same. And let's see, let's find that font that I was using before. Can't use that one. That one isn't really connected. Let's go with I love glitter. I know, not live. I love glitter. You can do the text to path to help it kind of curve to the shape. Well, let's make this a little bit bigger. But you see where these, like the handles that come off of it, they're probably not going to line up very well with this. So with doing something like this, your font that you choose is going to be the most important factor. So I'm just going to put this where it's at least curving. And then I'm going to weld the font. So that's just welded together. And I'm going to pull this down to here. So this is what I mean. I can't really get this where it's centered on here and have the lines affected, like to touch the end of this. That's just not going to work. So your font really will make a difference. So for this, let's say that I have it connect Let me see. I'll have it connect here. And all right, so I know where I want it to connect at. I'm just going to take my knife tool and I'm going to split my heart here and split my heart here. Remove this piece. I'm now going to adjust my edit points. Ew, I don't like that. Let's see. Oh, I also should have adjusted this before I welded it because the V is going into the E. Although I can correct that with edit points. Oops, no, I can't. Well, I can, but this is connected right here. So I would have to take my my knife tool, split that so that I can smooth out the edit points on this side. And the edit points on this side. To get rid of that, here we're going to add an edit point right there and add an edit point there. Delete these edit points up here. I'm going to make this one flat so that I can weld it to the heart. The heart, we're going to bring just so that it overlaps. I guess I'm going to have to bring this one down some. All right. And then for this side, let's just take it to the end of the L. So I'm going to put an edit point there, an edit point there, highlight these, delete points, and let's bring this up. All right. That's going to have to work. And we're going to select it and weld it. So now it's connected like that. Let's see. How do you create a template? A template is whatever, like a template, there's 1,000 ways to make it as far as what a template is. If I knew that something was a 3-inch square, like I'm doing an ornament, and that ornament is 3 inches, guess what? That's a template. If it is, let's say you have a keychain or something like that, what you do is you scan, or how I do mine, I scan mine onto my Epson printer. So I'm going to go File, Merge. So that was that question. How can you show how to create a template? I'm going to go to Documents, and you see I scan everything in. One of the things that we're going to work on soon are the stockings. And this is from last year, but still applies to today. So I guess we can do that now. So I'm going to upload this one. That one I think is, okay, here's a JPEG version of it. So I'm going to just open that one. And this is missing part of it, but that's okay. I'll show you this way. It's not the simple one, like a simple one. I'll go back and show you a simple one. I'm going to fill this in with black and send it to the back, because when we trace, we need it to be a solid shape. And like this, it's the white comes to the edge, so it wouldn't fully trace to give me a closed off shape. So we're going to go to trace, select trace area, place our box around it. We're going to go trace. We're going to click on that trace. I like to fill it with, oops, that's the wrong one. Click on the trace, fill it with color, release compound path, hold down Shift, click on the image, delete everything else. Now, I know for a fact that this is not properly rounded off. I guess it got cut off when I was scanning it. And I'm going to go to my transparency, take that down. So for here, I know that I'm supposed to have more of a tip to this. So I'll just kind of freehand it because I always put an offset on stuff anyway. So I'm just going to freehand the edge of this stocking as well as the bottom part of this stocking, because I know that it should be a lot more rounded. So once I do that, this, oops, did I move the wrong one? Oh, also what I want to note is this part here, because this is the part that folds down. So when you sub this, you can sub it right on top and you may see a white line here. So that's on you. But you can also like just mark where that line is. Just so that you know, like just in case you want to make sure that you put like a name or whatever up here. And then what I do is I make I'll make an offset of it. If you're going to do a full bleed. If it's not a full bleed, don't have to worry about the offset. But I put an offset. You can make that as big or as small as you would like. Normally, I do like 0.25 to 0.5 inches because I'm making an exact template. I don't have to have a lot of offset to it. And there's your template. That's how easy it is to make a template. Trace it. That's it. It has to be on your computer. So she says, how can you drop an image into it without cropping it? Cropping it really is the best way to go. When you just drop it, you're going to have to move it around anyway. When you crop it down, you are positioning it the first time exactly where you want it to be. I can't drag and drop from the internet. But if you have a file that's on your computer already, then you can drag and drop, but it has to be on your computer. So let's say like this right here, right? I'm just going to take it, drag it, and oh, come on. Why don't you want to go in there? Why don't you want to drag and drop? Are you unzipped? Yep, that's unzipped. Why don't you want to drag and drop? Oh, that's kind of weird. Let me see. Oh, see, that one did it. That's kind of weird. It dragged and dropped into this one, but it didn't want to go over here. You know what? Let me fill this with color. Oh, something is not. Oh, my transparency was all the way down. Okay. It did drag and drop. My transparency was down. I'm like, what the heck? So it did actually drag and drop back here. I'm going to just make that no color. See? So just drag and drop it in there. If you just want to pull a picture in, drag and drop it. Now, once it's in this program, you cannot do that. Once the image is actually on the Silhouette screen, you cannot just drag it in there and drop it in. It can only be dragged and dropped like that. It cannot be in here. So once it's in here, you have to crop it. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to design this for sure, but I think I'm missing something. Can you please help me out? I just did this one on the live. What issue are you having with the image that you sent to me? I just did this on a live. Have you seen my live? Like that exact setup I just did on a live. Who was that said they sent me the email? Who said they sent me the email? Someone said they sent me email. I don't see your name on here. But if you're still on, what issues are you having with it? Because it looks completed and I did a video on this, so I'm not sure what part you're needing assistance with. All right, and last one outside of that one, let's see. I have an image that has a white background in areas I want to remove. Can you go over that again? Because I've done that one. So let's say, even for this one, even though it's not white, it's the same concept. If I were to put a black box, a white box behind this and send it to the back, it's transparent. It's not going to cut into these areas, right? So it's actually, it'll be the same exact concepts. I have a full video on my channel on how to do that as well. So you can check that out so that it's not mixed in with a bunch of other stuff. You're going to go select trace area, place your box. First step is going to be a trace and detach. I'm going to take this all the way up. I'm going to go trace and detach. It's not missing anything. You have birthday girl. You have it. That's all I did on mine. You have birthday girl. You have the name. You have a 3. There's nothing missing from it. So that's going to take a little minute because it's a lot of little small specks to there, especially up in this area. What is the best size to do a logo on a business shirt for the front and back? There is no best size because every logo is different. Some logos are wider than they are longer. Some pretty much will fit into like a perfect circle, a perfect square. So there is no perfect size. It depends on the shirt that you're using, and the surface area for it. Where do they want that logo to be? Do they want it to be dead center? Is it a pocket design? There is no set size. There is no set size. You have to measure for the shirts that you are putting it on. Or if you are doing, let's say, like I've done logos and I'm using screen print transfers. If it is like I'm trying to make it where it's kind of universal, I have done plenty of shirts. They are all 11 by 11. So from a youth small all the way up to an adult extra large 2X, I'm using that same 11-inch logo. On a smaller shirt, yes, it is going to appear much bigger because it is going to take up more surface space on that shirt. On a larger shirt, it is going to appear a little bit smaller because it's taking up less surface space. But they weren't willing to pay how many setup fees it would take to have a size like the perfect size for each shirt. So in that case, everyone had 11 inches. So there is no set size on any design, not just the logo design. All right. So now that this is, I'm going to move this. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to undo. Oh, come on. Seriously? Okay. I'm going to come through here. I don't want the little straggly pieces to trace again. So I'm just going to move this off to the side like this. Okay. Inside, so if I double click, I have edit points all the way around this letter. There's nothing on the inside. So even with these, you have to remove it. Now, if you have 4.4, it actually will remove that for you if you have auto trace on, because this is a PNG. If it was a JPEG, it will be white and you still have to remove it. But it's the same exact concepts. Again, same exact concept. How I do mine, there's a couple different ways. There's actually like 3 ways that you can do it. Like I said, the video shows all 3 ways. I'm going to go back to trace. I'm going to put my box around this. It's going to pick up the trace again. And I'm going to increase my threshold. Okay, because I need this little piece up here and I need like these areas. Everything else, I need to go up some more because I need the O part right here. So I'm going to go trace on this. Once I trace it, I'm going to click on the trace and fill it with color. So I have the trace selected right now. This is the trace. Wait, is that the trace? No, that's not the trace. That was the invisible box. So let's delete that. This is the trace. There we go. That's the trace of this. I'm going to right click and release compound path. Everywhere where I need that cutout, I'm going to hold down shift and click in that area. So the middle of the E, this O right, like the bottom of the O here, the inside of the E, the inside of this E, the bottom part of the A, the inside of this S, the separation of the the F and the O. And also I think right here, everything else I'm going to delete. Oh, undo. I needed this part here. Everything else I'm going to delete. I don't need it. It does not going to cut that area. Though where all of that green is, which I don't really need that either. Oh, I did need that. So everywhere else, so there's like green here, all this stuff. I first need to take these words that are separated, like the, me, hold down shift, and then select here. Because they're not connected to the main design. So I select all three and I'm going to group them together. Then I'm going to drag and select. I'm going to make sure that this is to the back. I'm going to drag and select through all of this, which I don't really want the stragglies. Hold down shift, select here and here. And we're going to go to modify and subtract. Now, when I double click on these, I have edit points on the inside, which is essentially removing that inner part. If it's a JPEG, of course, it will be white. You want to see through it, but it's the same exact concepts. Even though I didn't have white here, in order for me to have that area where I can cut it, I had to do the same steps. If you're printing and you don't want that to be white because you're going to put something behind it, same steps. Even though you're not going to cut it, you're cutting it out to be able to see through it. But it's the same, whether you're cutting it out to see through it, or you're removing that part or cutting it out so that you can cut it, same exact steps. Same exact steps. Okay? And then you can watch the video on how to remove the inner parts if you want to see the other two ways. But yeah, with your file. We have to stop overthinking it sometimes. There's nothing wrong with it. Alrighty, so I don't see any other questions or suggestions. I don't think I missed any of them as far as designing in here. Oh, well, she said never mind. Let's see. I read that one. I did that one. I did that one. I did that one. All right. Yep. I went through all of the suggestions. And just for the sake of this, so she was saying design for a Santa sack. When I tell you there's like the thing with designing What you do for one design, you can do for the other. It's just about learning the program that you are using. If it is a matter of text, if you're going to arch text, whether you're going to arch Merry Christmas or if you're going to arch in memory of Happy Birthday, someone's name, it's all going to be the same no matter what. If you want the, like in this case, Santa Sack to look like it has a special delivery, you can go and find an SVG that's that way, or you can find a stamp and you can trace it and type out your own words. Designing and laying out stuff, once you learn the program and understand how to use the tools, you'll probably use the same exact design concepts for everything that you're doing. The most important part is learning the program, learning things like what does subtract do, knowing that if you wanted a frame, you had to make it a compound path. I'm going to go back over here, and so there's so many different ones. So if we come here, this is all text, all text. You can find a frame. This is not something that I would, necessarily design. Could you design it? But you're going to spend a lot of time designing it when you can just have someone else. Like, there are so many people that have this already done. But if you really wanted to design this yourself, I'm going to show you I guess that's what I'd rather show you how to do, is how to design certain elements. If you really, really don't want to pay for a frame like this, what is it that you would do? We're going to open up another one. I'm going to make a rounded rectangle. I'm going to increase that. Let's go ahead and convert that to path. Then we're going to do an offset or external or internal offset. It doesn't matter which one. And we're going to apply, select them both, which we're going to fill with color. And you're going to see, make it a compound path. Then I'm going to make a bunch of rectangles here. And of course, you can make this as long. Well, you want to make it long before you put the offset, but you get the idea. And to make this where I can select them, I'm just going to make it a color. And I'm going to do a whole bunch of these off to the side. Let's go over here to replicate. And doot, 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 doot. Okay. Now I need to select every other one. There's an easier way to do this, but that's reserved for my students. You guys get the, hey, you can do this way, but my students get the, this is how you do this the easy way. All right. Then we're going to take all of these and turn them to the side. Place it right here. Select it all. Modify. And let's go in. Oh, wait, hold on. Dang it. We're going to make this a compound. Nah. Why do I have... So I hit divide. Once I divided that, well, you know what? Technically, I just realized that had some gaps in between it. So it actually should have been like every third one, because now I only have two cut, like I don't have the white. Let's see if my select by color. Hey, today's select by color is working. Select all my purple. Select all my purple. And group. Select all my teal. And group. Group. And this would be red. This would be black in this case, or white, which, as I said, I realized after I did this, I was missing the black elements. But essentially, this is how that is made. Like, it's cutting out those areas. If I were to just move this, it's just like that. On this area, now I probably would do this a little bit different because of the way like it was slanted. In this area, it looks a little bit bigger than this area. So a couple different things can be done. I'm going to duplicate it and rotate it. And then I would have to go in here and kind of clean it up so that all of the sides have the same spacing on it. And then I would have to curve off the ends here. Totally different thing when it comes to that. But there's a couple, like it's literally a couple different ways that you could do this. And if I wanted to have the three colors, I would, well, the way that that one was separated, it's pretty much, wait, where's my picture? It's pretty much the same concept, except as what you can see here is there is a space. So I would have to do like, well, you know what? I could have done it with this one. Hold on. I just skip it. So it would be, we're going to undo. So I want to line them back up again. I technically could do this one. Okay. So it would be red. Let's ungroup. Only thing that sucks is you're going to have to do it one by one. No color. We're going to ungroup it. This would be black. This would be, well, we can leave it white too. So this would be white. I was thinking like if you're going to sublimate it, this would just be the Santa sack. So you wouldn't need anything there because the color from the background would fill that in. See, it would still look like red, black, white, red, black, white. The only downside of this is you'll have to go through. You can do it, but you're going to have to be willing to go through and group everything together. So this would be the other way that you can do this is like doing it one by one. So then, you know, this would be white, this would be black, this would be white. So then this is red. And so however many more you need to go over. So 1, 2, 3. So every fourth one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So you would have to keep doing this. And then, you know, you group that. That's the red one. And then this one. So every, oh, well, it's all there. So actually every other red would be the black one. So you would go through and create that element yourself. So that's the first part, right? So then you have to then create another part. So now let me create the parts where the name and stuff go. So now you've done the first part. Now you have to set up your words. Okay, let me type out sender. Let me make a line. Let me do like, type out all of your words. Then you have to go through and space it. I actually just taught my students about alignment and spacing and all of those things. So you would have to decide where you want that, and then you're going to space it and that, or either group it and space it together and all of that. Then you're going to put in, if you're going to do your Santa Claus, you're going to choose that. That's a different font. Then you're going to do the stamp. So there is no one set way. There's no easy way to do it. A lot of these designs, people are designing each and every element of it first and then putting it together. So you can either purchase SVGs or even trace files of these elements, and you're going to layer them out. You're going to space them. Something like this. The top part here that has the express delivery and Santa and the reindeers, that part is designed by itself. Do not open before December 25th. That is designed by itself. List check twice. That is an element that is designed by itself. Then the words, then the name, and so forth and so on. Designing is, again, program so that you know how to design these individual elements. Most designs are individual elements layered together or, arranged and placed together. All of this part down here is the same. All they changed out was the reindeer part. You would have to know how to do this. This is a circle. Let's see. I'm going to copy this image and paste. So we're talking a circle, internal offset. I'm going to bring that in just a little bit. Come on, move. Apply. I'm going to come over here. It's a dashed line. We're going to make that 3. No, let's make it even bigger. So let's make it like maybe like 10. That's my dots. I can probably even go down to like maybe 8. So those are my dots. I'm going to come over here and we're going to detach lines so that those become actual circles. Boom. And then I can't see what else is here. Oh, we actually need to take this and we're going to do an offset because that's a ring. So we're going to take those two, make them a compound path. Okay, I could just select that, hold down Shift and Alt, bring this to the inside like this, type out. I don't know what that says. I think that says, does that say reindeer mail? I think that's what that says. I think that says reindeer mail on the inside. Use this to push it up. Oh, I forgot to duplicate that. So let's duplicate it. This we're going to convert to path. And I can't see. It looked like that says from the North Pole. I think that's what that says. From the North Pole. Bring that here. Flip it the other way. Use this one to pull it down. Convert to path. Bring that down in this area. You would get your reindeer. You would get your stamp. Let's see. Stamp clip art. I can literally create these. Like when someone did this, they created the waves. I'm not trying to create that right now. It's just going to take take too long for me to create those stamps or those waves. Boom. Let's get that one. And I'm going to copy image and paste it. I'm going to trace here. It's not the greatest trace, but you get the idea. I'm actually going to take all of this and make it red. This part here so that we can get the opening. I'm going to go and do an offset so that everything is pretty much connected. Apply, hold down Shift, select the outside ring and the inside ring, and go to modify and subtract all. Click on those again, delete that part, and then I'm going to come in here and group, delete these sections in here, holding down Shift. I'm going to release compound path on those, select everything, all the dots that's within this area, and delete. Oops, deleted the wrong part. Delete. I'm just going to drag and select through here. Hold down Shift, select my circle, select this part, select here, and delete. So that part's done. I will put my reindeer there, change this to black. But as you can see, like once you know how to use the program, if you don't want, you can draw inspiration from things that people have done, and you can create your own version of it. Basically, that's what that is. Okay. All righty, y'all. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this session of Designing in Silhouette Studio. So a little different spin. I liked how this was. Instead of a regular Q&A, you guys provided me the inspiration pieces or ideas of what to design. And I showed you guys how to do it. So we'll probably do this for the month of November on Mondays at 9 a.m. We'll do Designing in Silhouette Studio. You guys provide the suggestions and I'll show you how to do it. But hopefully this was helpful for you guys in understanding Silhouette Studio that much more. For my students, I'm going to show you guys how to do it the easy way because we have a design session at 12. So the frame that I showed there, I'm going to show you guys in our live session at 12, the easy way of doing that. All right. So if you are a Academy student, be prepared for that one. So thank you, Trina, because I wasn't quite sure. I knew what I was going to do today, but I wasn't quite sure. But why not move into the holiday spirit? So you just gave me an idea for what to teach my students today. So thank you so much for that, Trina. And yeah, so let's see. Thank you so much, Charmaine. Let's see. No problem. I can never get my letters to line up nicely when I do text to path. It's not going to always line up nicely. Sometimes you're going to. So if you're just joining, if you watch, oh, look at that. I just realized that. The first design we did text to path, and then we did text to path. The first one was script fonts, and then this was a regular font. And so with that one, you'll see when you watch the playback, I had to go in there and arrange certain things when I did text to path. Oh, wait, we did. We did a lot of text to path. When I did love on the heart, because I did not adjust it, my V went into my E. So I had to use because I didn't want to undo everything, I used my edit points to remove that part. So it's not going to always be ideal. Sometimes you're going to have to make adjustments to the letters, whether it's rotating them, spreading them apart, and things like that. So it's not going to always be ideal. I have no idea. I don't work for that company, so I couldn't tell you. I don't know about their sales and how that works for them. So sorry, can't answer that one. I've been working from 4.3.370 for like a year, over 2 years, almost 2 years now. That would be a great idea to come up with some designs for these classes. What would be a great idea? Yeah. Alrighty, y'all. So I shall see you guys. Thank you, Miss Sonia. Did you check your message? Oh, thank you. All right, y'all. So I am out of here. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Don't forget, one of the ways that you can say thank you is get the supplies that you need also, and visit our website, shop.silaholics.com. There we go. And get all of your print supply needs. So your sublimation paper, our sublimation ink. We have amazing heat tape, which I'm going to show you guys a trick for the heat tape as well in a video coming up soon. So another way that you can use the heat tape. But sublimation ink, sublimation paper, pigment ink, heat tape, syringes, needles. Get yourself some extra cartridges, guys. If you have a workforce printer, use cartridges. Those cartridges can go bad. The damper on there can go bad. So get you some cartridges. The chip resetters. Also, when it comes to our chip resetters, if I'm selling it on the site, it is for the cartridges that I sell on the site. They are a universal one. They are really made for any 9-pin chip that is resettable. So on that little silver piece, that's how it comes from our vendor overseas. It will, like, you will not be able to well, I'm not able to, like, well, I guess I could go through and cover all that up, but you can't list all of the available printers that it works for. So they have expression printers on there, but trust me, it does work for the 252. There is no chip resetter for the 812 cartridges, but that chip resetter does work for the 252 cartridges. All right, just because it's not on there, it does work. All right, so visit our site, shop.silaholics.com. If you follow us on all social media platforms, there are like little nuggets of discount codes kind of spread out in different posts. So if you want to save some coins, go find those posts, like those posts, and use the link and discount codes that are posted in those posts. All right, y'all. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.